26 hours and no turkey. William Hovey Smith, 2021. For the last several years, I've been hunting turkeys with flintlock guns. And I started a few years back with a can tank, using a flint napped from an old Indian arrowhead, and I took a turkey with it. And then last year, I took another of my flintlocks, a smoothbore this time, like a Brown Bess musket, and we took a turkey with it. And this year, I'm out with Bon Richard. And Bon Richard is a flintlock, smoothbore, 69 caliber French musket replica that I built from a kit. And I'm trying to take a turkey with it, and no luck thus far.
For our afternoon hunt is still very windy, and I'm in another blind, and I have Tom and Henrietta out there in another small food plot. This is a bit sheltered from the wind, and the wind is still blowing fairly strongly out there, and it's been gusting quite a bit today. I don't know how much has been happening during the afternoon. I just came back out and sit for the evening. And we'll sit here until dark, and maybe a hog will wander through, maybe the turkeys will wander through, and maybe I'll actually hear something go to roost. On our second day of Georgia's turkey season, we had heavy thunderstorms last night, and now that I'm in the blind, we have showers coming in. It's been sort of threatening all morning, so I'm not surprised. And outside of two rabbits, we haven't seen anything yet this morning. We came out early, and it's about 10 o'clock now. And we have a couple of rabbits in the field. And of course, we have Henrietta and Henri out there doing their duty. But not much happening. Heard a hen coming, called to her, but she didn't come in. And that's about it, yes, thus far.
I'm an author. The guns that I described were used in hunts that are also told about in extreme muzzleloading and others of my books, including an inexpensive 8-book e-book series on different aspects of muzzleloading hunting. My newest book is a business book, Make Your Own Job, Anytime, Anywhere, at Any Age. In this book, I advocate that you actually generate your own job ideas and tell you exactly how to act on them and bring them into fruition to do what you need to do. It might be a small company to just bring in a little money whilst you draw your Social Security, or something that could evolve into a multi-million-dollar company. And now, let's resume with our hunts.
We've had a morning sit here, and we're back at the scene of the crime. Last year, almost exactly a year ago, under the same conditions, I sat up in this stand and called, and in came a drove of coyotes. And I took one with my 1911 pistol. Well, we have had quite a bit of rain here in central Georgia. And as you can see, the trees are starting to green out now a little bit. I was away for a few days, and when I came back, really, spring has arrived. Everything is in bloom just about. The turkey should be doing stuff, but did not hear anything this morning, not a peep. They just don't happen to be in this part of the farm right now, although they have been. My blind is in need of a little work. The drape has collapsed, torn
There are many holes in it. And I've taken my vest and strapped it to a portion of the drape there that you see to cover me on that side. That's worked out reasonably well. But that needs to be replacing, so I'm going to tear it off, and I have some other material that I can put some grommets in and then replace this drape, and it'll last for several years now. So we're going to pull out and try it again another time and bring back some repair materials when we come. And this was my setup with Bon Richard and the Tree Lounger Ground Lounger. The rest of it outside of the drape is doing reasonably well, although I need to replace a nut on one of those arms, which is no big deal. I'll just bring it back next time. And I'm at my friend's land, Tip Top, and sitting in a blind I built a year ago. And we've got our gear out there. And you see Bon Richard, and flashlight, and phone, and a couple of reloads. I'm not going to fight a battle out here, so I don't need to bring pounds of powder and shot, as well as turkey calls and various accessories, including a cushion, which is vital since we're going to sit out here for several hours. And that strange clubby looking thing is used to set turkey steaks for my decoys. And this is what the blind looks like from the inside. It has a burlap wrap on the outside, mostly, looking out toward the woods. You see my turkey decoys. I did quite a bit of clearing of this brush, so I would have a clear area for shooting for both deer and turkey. And here we go around. And turkeys can come here from 3 different directions, at least, that are relatively easy to travel. But absolutely nothing has happened this morning. Well, I haven't heard squat. Nor have I at the farm either. So our turkeys just aren't doing much yet. Let's give you an exterior view of the blind. And I'm set up with my back to that tree. And you can see the end of the blind there where it wraps around. And to my back there, it's pretty thick. We have a small repair to make on our ground lounger, tree lounger stand that we use for turkey and deer hunting. And this is a strap-on seat. And it's on a pine tree, as you see. This corner has become detached because it lost its nut and bolt. And as you see, I put a stick in it and tied it up to the tree. And now we have a replacement nut and bolt, as well as a new skirt for the stand that we're going to install and paint up a little bit. Now that we have those nuts and bolts tightened with tools rather than just finger tight, we can allow the safety bar and gun rest and drape holder to be lifted straight up, so it's easier to get in and out of the stand. And now we have the drape attached, which will basically hide my hands when I work the call. And since I'm going to be dressed in camo the rest of the way, both top and bottom, and have a face mask on, that will probably be reasonably effective. But I am going to put some black paint on it, and especially to hide those brass grommets. But yeah, she's looking pretty good. And I have the cloth material painted, and that splotchy black certainly helps its camouflage characteristics a bit. Although it's not as long as I would want. It's what I had and will do, and at least will hide my hands when I work the box call, which is what it's really needed for.
Total time in the woods was 26 hours over 5 days, and only 1 hen was heard and called to. Now, this is a fairly grim start to turkey season, but that's turkey hunting.
This is really the art of successive, progressive approximations, where at each attempt the hunter does something to improve his chances of success. Now I'm going to sew another length of material on the bottom of the blind so that it hangs just above the ground level when it's wet. Check out my other videos for hunts with Bess and Kantank, the Navy Arms flintlock rifle. These hunts are also described in my book Extreme Muzzleloading and in my short shot series of inexpensive e-books on muzzleloading hunting. Hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Goodbye and God bless.